call to order. We'll commence the meeting at 7:01 p.m. Jennifer, maybe have a roll call, please?
Yes, Commissioner Doty.
Here.
Commissioner Madrid.
Here.
Commissioner Thomas.
Here.
Vice Chair Phillips.
Here.
And Chair Carwin.
Here. All right, we have a full commission. Let's stand for the flag salute, please. Hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have to admit, sometimes when I start that, about halfway through, I worry that I'm going to forget the rest. So far, it's been fine. Well, trust me. Do we have any modifications to the agenda?
No modifications, sir.
And do we have any presentations?
We do not?
Non-agenda public comments?
No, sir.
All right, so that leaves us at approval of the minutes from the previous meeting. That would be February 24, 2016. Any motions on the minutes?
I move that we approve the minutes as written.
Make a second?
You have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the minutes are approved. Moving down to item number 8, the consent calendar. This is for an extension of time for tentative track map 31456. Do we have any staff report on this?
If you would like to pull the item, it's on the consent calendar, so...
So there's nothing in addition to the consent calendar summary that we need to consider?
No, sir.
All right.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Item number 8.1 is approved, which brings us to the public hearing portion of our program tonight. Item number 9.1 for the Conditional Use Permit 2016-040. Public necessity and convenience for the sale of beer and wine for the off-premises consumption at the Aldi's grocery store currently under construction. Do we have a staff report?
Yes, sir, we do. Our Tamara, our planning associate, has a staff report for us on this item. Thank you.
Excellent. Welcome, Tamara.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Tamara Harrison for staff. Conditional Use Permit 2016-040 and PNC 2016-023 are both for Aldi's sale of beer and wine. The site is located within the Town Center Marketplace, south of Newport Road, east of the Paloma Wash, and west of Hahn Road. The conditional use permit proposes to allow the sale of beer and wine for off-premises consumption at the Aldi grocery store, and the finding of public necessity and convenience is required by state alcoholic beverage control in order to allow the sale of beer and wine for off-premises consumption for Aldi's. ABC is requiring the findings because they have determined that there's currently an overconcentration of alcohol licenses in the area. The current land use is the Town Center Specific Plan. The Town Center Specific Plan is also, found to the west of the site. South is open space conservation water, and to the east of the site is the Countryside Marketplace. The current zoning is also Specific Plan. Again, there's the Countryside to the south and the east. There's Newport Hub Specific Plan to the north and the Town Center Specific Plan to the west. The Aldi's grocery store was approved as part of Plot Plan 2014-009 in December of 2014, which approved the Town Center Marketplace. Beer and wine sales for off-site consumption for Aldi's was not considered with the original entitlement. Per Ordinance 348, a conditional use permit is required for the sale of beer and wine from retail establishments that do not have at least 20,000 square feet of interior floor space. Aldi's is currently at 18,440 square feet. The grocery store would be exempt from any further development standards or zoning restrictions found in ordinance 2009, 050, as the regulations do not apply to grocery stores. ABC has stated that 3 off-sale licenses are allowed within the project's census tract. Currently, there are 6 off-sale licenses that have been issued within the census tract. And again, due to the overconcentration, the findings for public necessity and convenience need to be made. A finding of public necessity and convenience is a determination that the issuance of additional licenses over that allowed number will not cause impacts to the area, and the proposed establishment is unique or offers something different to the patrons. Aldi's, based on Aldi's, there's no public or private elementary schools that are located within 1,000 feet of the subject site. Not located within 1,000 feet of an existing park. It is located within 500 feet of a proposed park for the town center marketplace. However, the park will be located to the west of the site across from the Paloma Wash, and the store is not situated in a manner that faces the park. No church or similar facility is located within 1,000 feet of the subject site. And as the operation is a grocery store, residents picking up general merchandise and groceries would be able to purchase beer and wine as an added convenience. The project satisfies the public necessity and provides public convenience for the residents and the surrounding community. With that, staff recommends adopt resolution number PC 16256, approving conditional use permit number 2016-040 for the sale of beer and wine for off-premises consumption, subject to the attached conditions of approval and based upon the findings and conclusions incorporated in the staff report and resolution. And adopt resolution number PC 16257, approving findings for public necessity and convenience number 2016-023 for sale of beer and wine for off-premises consumption based upon the findings and conclusions incorporated in the staff report and resolution. This concludes staff's presentation.
All right, thank you, Tamara, for that staff report. Ms. Harrison, I guess at this point we'll open it up. Does any member of the commission have technical questions for staff regarding the report that was just presented for us? I do. Could you go back to that slide that says the number of licenses? Yeah, that one. So there are 3 off-sale licenses are allowed within the project site, and there are currently 6 that have already been issued?
Correct.
Just as a point of, I don't know, procedure moving into the future, this is a pretty important fact for this kind of decision. So I'd like to see that fleshed out in the staff report next time. Do we know who are the 6 licenses that have been issued?
We do.
If we're dealing with overpopulation of the licenses, this number is a lot larger than I thought it was going to be, based on what I know about who's going in there.
Okay, so in the census tract, we have the Super Target that's currently at Countryside Marketplace, Bevmo at Countryside Marketplace. There's the mobile gas station at Winterhawk and Newport Road. There is also the CVS at Newport and Bradley. Let's see, there's the Menifee Arco at Newport and Bradley, and then also the Texaco station at Marietta Road and Newport Road.
I didn't realize that track went all the way over to Winterhawk.
What is the distance on the consensus? Is it like a mile?
For the tract itself?
Yeah, because that CVS is,
Let me see.
It's all the way up to
that's
Bradley.
quite
That's
a way down.
Yeah, it's all the way down to
That's almost
Bradley.
exactly a mile. From the freeway to Bradley is almost exactly a mile.
Yeah, so
Half a
it goes
mile.
from the freeway and just shy of Marietta Road. Well, it kind of touches Marietta Road.
So with regard to this license, this CUP is for beer and wine off-premises sale only. Will there be a subsequent request for liquor, or are they going to be limited to beer and wine? How's that going to play in with this?
They would be limited to beer and wine. If they wanted to add liquor, then they would have to go through another review process in order to do so.
This same one, we would have that same power over the liquor?
Correct.
Any idea why they're not doing that together?
I'm not sure that's just the applicant's request for the beer
I
and
guess we
wine
can
only.
ask them.
Yes.
All right, those are all the technical questions I had. Anybody else have questions? All right, so at this point, we'll open the public hearing at 7:12 PM. And Madam Clerk, was the notice properly published?
Yes, sir, it was.
And have we received any correspondence regarding the public hearing?
No, sir.
So if the applicant is here, is there anything the applicant would like to say?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, staff, and members of the audience for Menifee. First off, say we're excited to come to Menifee. As you know, we probably saw some ads and whatnot going out here this week that we've got some stores opening tomorrow. So we're excited to get this one going here as well.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you state your name for the
Sure,
record?
sure. My name is Skip Janes. I'm a Director of Real Estate with Aldi.
Thank you.
Been with the company about 25 years, so been there a long time. So as far as our beer and wine program go, you asked the question of taking it further. No store in the country has anything past a beer and wine license. We actually just started carrying beer and wine somewhere between 15 and 17 years ago, just as a matter of convenience for nice table wine or craft beer if someone wanted that. The section's not very large in our store. It's less than 10% of the sales floor. It's probably less than 5% of the sales floor currently. We're probably going to carry somewhere in the neighborhood of 85 or 90 bottles of wine and about a dozen craft and domestic beers. So it's a pretty small portion of our sales. It just really is convenience for, and someone's picking up dinner and they can pick up a nice table wine if they'd like to do that. So.
Is there a particular reason that Aldi's has chosen to limit that when so many grocery stores seem to be expanding and expanding?
Yeah, you know, our concept is you can really kind of boil it down into three terms: small format, limited assortment, exclusive brand grocer. So small format means about 20,000 square feet with a 10 to 12,000 square foot sales floor. The limited assortment is we carry about 1,500 of the most commonly purchased items in a household in the most commonly purchased size. So you won't find 7 or 17 ketchups in our store. You'll find one ketchup, one size, at a great price and a great product. So with our limited area, that's why we've just chosen to limit that area right now.
Is there a projected opening date at this point?
Not yet. It'll be within the near future. The problem right now is utilities are an issue, so we can't really set an opening date until we get that really hammered out. So.
And the last question I guess I had was, why wasn't this included with the original application? Was there a change in decision to add it later when it wasn't going to be originally, or?
Well, at the time that this came before you guys or before the city council, it was really the developer's baby. He was handling it, so we just decided to stay back for that time and just decided to come and get it at a later time.
Thank you. Does any of the commission have any questions for the applicant? Thank you very much.
Thank you very
for
much.
anticipating my questions.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Do we have any public testimony regarding this topic?
No public testimony.
I'm going to set a record here, I think. We'll close the public hearing then at 7:15 p.m. Anyone on the commission care to raise any concerns or issues with this topic? Seeing none, do we have any requests for action on this topic?
I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution PC 16256 for Conditional Use Permit 2016-40.
Second.
Commissioner Doty?
Yes.
Commissioner Madrid?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Vice Chair Phillips?
Yes.
And Chair Carwin?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution PC 16257 for the finding of public convenience and necessity for numbers 2016-23.
Second.
Commissioner Doty?
Yes.
Commissioner Madrid?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Vice Chair Phillips?
Yes.
And Chair Carwin?
Yes. All right, you got your conditional use permit. Thank you. Looking forward to all these coming to Menifee. I've seen the billboards up looking for job applicants. so hopefully you get a lot of calls. All right, thank you. Do we have any comments from our Community Development Director?
None this evening, thank you.
No comment by the Community Development Director. Any committee activities to be reported on by the commission?
Oops, sorry. I would like to mention the fact that on the 1st to the 4th of March, I attended the League of Cities annual planning conference. And I was going to put a PowerPoint together, and I was advised by a person wiser than me that that's not necessary. So I'd just like to give you some takeaways from that. The topics were pretty much the same as they were last year. I attended the ethics class, which was really enlightening. They had some new things that they put out that were different from last year. And then my focus primarily was on the water issues and the impacts to Southern California, so I attended everything that had water involved in it. And I also toured the the Bay Delta area. It's really amazing. I was up there a year ago, and the place was dry as a bone. And just this past March, when I went up there, the whole place was a swamp. They're going to have problems there with mosquitoes. There's just water everywhere. And other than that, I'm going to put together a PowerPoint, and I'll make it available to those who want to avail themselves of the information. But I came away with the feeling that most of the issues were focused in Northern California, and we were kind of, in Southern California, cut out the loop. I was speaking with some of the people there who organized the event, and they're going to have, they're going to shift the focus down to Southern California. So next year there may be some information there that would benefit Menifee. But it was a real stretch to connect some of the topics up there with what we have down here.
I also want to report, I was at the same conference with Commissioner Phillips. There were planning commissioners throughout the state there that we could interact with, that we have contacts with, we can work on projects that similar if we need help. We also had speakers that would be to our advantage to know. So it was a good trip. I think we put Menifee on the map also.
Thank you. I attended that last year, and I remember a lot of the topics there, and it was really enlightening and educational for the planning commissioners, so I'm glad that you both got to attend. From my standpoint, I'd like to inquire of engineering. Do we have any preliminary reports of the success of opening our new southbound off-ramp? I know that it opened today.
I don't have anything exciting to report about that, except that it's moving along quite well. So, Jonathan probably has more news about that. But I do have, probably just to mention that we're going for, since Commissioner Phillips talked about water and all those wonderful things, so the city is going to have an audit next week by the regional board. So they're going to come in for 3 days and audit how we do our land development projects. And so it's going to be a very busy week for us, and probably exciting and enlightening. So
Which regional board is it?
it's
WR
region.
COG or
It's Region 8.
Region 8?
No, it's the it's Water Quality Regional Board, right? Yeah. So they're going to take a look at the way we approve new developments. So we've been advising all our developments that are active right now to kind of fix their sites, because part of the audit would be to do some field visits. So,
Good to know.
yeah,
Thank you.
sure.
Any other issues from the commission? Anybody care to make a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Second. All in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Aye. We stand adjourned at 7:22.